Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So today is going to be super excited. I am super excited, I should say, for today. This is going to be a little different than normal, but I have found that just in talking with different clients, different people, that it's a topic that comes up quite a bit, and it's all around accessing your superpowers, understanding how to do less but get better results. And it is about tapping into your superpowers. So I'm going to kind of let this flow a little bit today. And as you're joining, I better check and make sure. I had the same issue again today with this software. I had to go in and validate my pages and all that stuff. So I hope it's streaming. So let me double check, make sure it's streaming here. Don't you love when I sing to you in the mornings? All right. So if you're joining live, great. There it is. Yes, we are live. If you're joining live, thank you for being here live. I appreciate it. If you watch the replay, please let me know by pressing #replay. And again, today we are jumping into how to access your superpowers to do less and get better results. So it's going to be a little bit different. Like I said, I usually give you guys a ton of strategies or kind of a blueprint or a step-by-step process. I absolutely realize that everybody will have their own process. And that's why this, like I said, as I was introducing this topic earlier today, or just a few minutes ago, is when you're accessing your superpowers, that's when you have your blueprint pretty much shown to you. And I think a lot of times as you're trying to grow a business, as you're being an entrepreneur, you get an idea in your head and it really excites you. It's a fun idea. And then you start to think to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how. And so when you're accessing your superpowers, it's a way to kind of bypass that how and get to the other side. Oh, excuse me. So what does that look like? Well, when you are going into your superpowers, I want you to think about it like this. You are here for a specific reason. You have most of the people who are watching this, most of the people who follow me or on my list or follow me on social media, you have a purpose, a big purpose. It's a big dream. You've probably had it with you most of your life, if not all of your life. It may have not been something that you could articulate, but you've always known that you have this big message, you have big work to do in the world, and you know you're a messenger of that message, of that work. You're here as a change agent. You're here as a transformational artist or a light worker or a healer, whatever it is you call yourself. You know that you have this huge mission and it's being birthed into reality. And you can see it, you can feel it, but it's a hard thing to articulate. So when you get these ideas or you start to create programs or courses or workshops, they could be live or online. I mean, this work obviously works both ways. But when you're unlocking your superpowers, there's this thing that happens, and I do believe that it's part of your subconscious mind stopping you, because our subconscious mind, as I always talk about in every single live stream, is created to keep us safe. That's all it's here to do, is keep us safe. So whenever you feel uncomfortable, whenever you feel a little scared or anxious or nervous, there's something in your brain, that subconscious mind will create this stopping point, like, oh my gosh, but you don't know how to do that. And if you don't know how to do that, then you're putting yourself in danger. And because you're scared and I feel that you're unwobbly with everything, we should probably not do that. And let's go back to what we know works. And that means you're not playing on a bigger level. Because when you're tapping into your superpowers, you are tapping into that higher, that way powerful version of yourself. And it can be scary at times. Actually, it can be scary a lot of the times. But the reality of it is when you step into it, that's when the superpowers are shown to you. So how do you access that to do less? Well, there's a lot of different ways you can access it. I'm not here to tell you which way is the right way. I'm telling you what I wanted to talk about today is how to bypass that subconscious mind that makes you stop doing what it is you know you can do. You just have to figure out like a little bit of tweaking here and there, how to stop yourself from going down the rabbit hole and trying to figure out, oh, do I need to buy a new program? Do I need to buy a new a system? Do I need to buy some new software? These are all things that in the end, I mean, they matter. They matter a lot. Believe me, they do matter a lot. But what it is you're going to want to just like bypass it. So here's what happens. Let me give you an example. You come up with a great idea. You say to yourself, I am here. I want to live my message out loud, meaning I have such a big message that needs to be heard by a lot of people. So I know I need to be visible. But my work is really transformational, meaning it's deep work and it goes deep within my clients. So I need that container of trust. So how do I get my course, my program, my event, whatever it is, how do I get that message out and heard so many people can hear it? And then you start going down, okay, well, now I need to learn how to create a course, an online course, because somewhere down the line, somebody told you this is what you need to do, or you heard it through a friend, or it worked for somebody else. Or you go out and you figure out how to build a webinar, because webinars somehow sell tons and tons of money, but you have forgotten to, or not even forgotten, you haven't been shown that in your mind that a webinar is a good idea. You just think that it's a good idea because somebody told you it was a good idea. Then, so that's part of it. Or then somebody says, well, you're not going to get that result doing it that way because that's old news. That's an old strategy. That's a strategy from 2017 and we're now in 2020. And because of everything that's happening in the world, you got to throw everything out the window and start from scratch. And you're sitting here scratching your head thinking, wow, I have this message that I know needs to be heard by a lot of people. It needs to be seen by a lot of people so I can bring them in and work with my clients in deep transformational work. And as a matter of fact, a lot that I teach you guys, a lot that I discuss with you guys, a lot that I explore with you guys is my message. But my one-on-one clients, my deep clients, my inner circle, if you will, it's what I call my elite coaching clients. They are doing deep soul work. It's their purpose work. And so how you get out of your own way and you access those superpowers is instead of listening to somebody else's strategy, you get really connected to what it is you see, what your vision is out there. So let's discuss a couple different ways you can do it. You can exercise. I get a lot of my downloads, I call them downloads because I don't know what else to call them. I guess they're ideas, their visions, their dreams. I really connect deeply when I'm doing deep exercises. So like squats, lunges. Believe me, they're not the fun thing for me to do, but there's times where I've been doing deep exercises like deep squats and really heavy weights, and I just get really tearful and emotional about an idea that's coming into me. And I know that's something that I'm supposed to express out. So I will connect to it on exercising. I also connect to it through journaling. I know tons of my clients journal. Tons of my clients do exercise too. You can also do it by being in nature, gardening, walking, hiking, whatever it is that you feel very spiritually connected to. My dad, when he has a certain neurological disorder right now. Well, actually, it's with him, but he can't hike anymore, which is very, very sad. But whenever he would hike, we would go hiking together as a family. Whenever we would get to the top of the mountain, he would always say, "This is so spiritual for me." So I can tell just by how he was discussing it, and he never grew an online business or anything like that, but he was a consultant. So it was just different back when he was doing it. Consultants didn't have online to put their work out. They had to, do it brick and mortar. So I guess he truly was exactly what I was doing, but he would get his ideas and his inspiration through hiking. You can get it through meditation. You can get it through singing, dancing. The sky's the limit. So it's practicing what you think, or when you get ideas. Now, some people say, well, I get my ideas in the shower, so should I be in the shower all the time? And no, that's not what I mean. To access your superpowers, you actually don't even need to be doing anything that long. It can be a super quick access to your superpowers. So how do you know when you're in your superpowers? Okay, so those are all the ideas. Those are all the hows. And how do you know when you're in your superpowers? Well, you'll get emotionally tied to what it is that you see. And for me, a lot of times I see myself writing books. And believe me, I have no idea how to do the editing and the publishing and the marketing. Now, my book is coming out in 3 months, so I'm learning all of that. I'm going through the process right now. I've written books. I've never gone through the actual editing and publishing of it, because that subconscious mind in my head was always like, you don't know how to do this and you don't want to go learn a whole new program. But what I just did is I just decided I was going to find somebody to help me, and they showed up immediately. I hired them, and now we're going through that process. So it's when you're getting really emotionally tied to the idea that's coming to you that supports your mission. That's the one thing you will notice, that you'll get emotional about it because it's tied to what that message is, or that mission, or your purpose work that you're here to do. Because like I said, most of the people that follow me or have any kind of connection to me, we're deeply connected because there's like this soul connection. We know we have big work to do in the world, and we know that means being visible, but we just don't know which way to go. And so you know that you're getting emotionally tied to this vision because it's connected to that. And then when you're accessing your superpowers, it will show you absolutely the direct blueprint that you're supposed to follow. Now, for me, it's been books. I've also seen myself on stages, and I've seen myself speaking. And I have done that with great results. When I go to a speaking event, or when I'm live on somebody's podcast or live event, we haven't been able to have the big live speaking events in person, but when I'm on a podcast or somebody's webinar, or if I'm on somebody's summit, I have great results with that. So I know that there is a message with speaking to other people's communities and speaking in large groups, whatever that looks like. So I've already gotten my blueprint: the books, the speaking, the writing, and actually serving my clients, because I'm always, always, always working with the same type of people. When I visualize, when I meditate, or when I get an idea, it's directly related back to the message. My message is always about helping you step into your purpose work powerfully and commit to it and never, ever give up, so you can have financial independence at any age, any sex, any race. You were born worthy, you were born lovable, and you were born good enough. And that is my message. And I know that seems really broad. So there's a lot of different ways that they can come out with, or that message can come out. And I do help people build online businesses because I've done it. And it's a question that I get a lot. And I also work with people around manifesting exactly what it is they want. So when you think about that, you're like, whoa, those seem like two different versions, and they're not. They're absolutely not. They are actually the same version. All right. They're just a different layer of the message, because my message is to help people step into their purpose work and become financially independent. And because I've done it, so now it's my turn to help others. But it's also in a way that they want to do it. They want to be online. They want to be visible. They want to hit the masses. So that's why they're connected. Now, when you're using your superpowers, you use that vision, you use the idea and where you see yourself going, and then you put yourself into it 100% with full faith and with full trust, and you go down that path. And every little thing that goes in your brain that says you don't know how to do that, you're not good enough, you're not there yet. That's a big one. I'm just not there yet. You are there. You are there yet. You would not be shown what it is you can do if you weren't ready to do it. Think about it this way. If you were in high school and you had an idea that you knew somewhere deep down, like I started studying the mind and the subconscious and working with people at around 9 years old, I think was when I really remember having the ideas with my dad. We were looking in the skies and we were talking about astrology and stuff, and I thought it was really fascinating. And I knew I wanted to touch people, and I knew I wanted to work with the subconscious mind, because at the time, the book Cold Pricklies, Warm Fuzzies, Cold Pricklies. It was a book about that. I don't know if that was the name, but it was about cold pricklies and warm fuzzies, meaning that if people just want attention and they'll start with the warm fuzzies, and if they don't get it through warm fuzzies, meaning accolades from other people, then they'll start to act out. And then they get these cold pricklies. But if they're getting attention, they'll still do it because they're getting the attention that they want. And so I found that very fascinating. I used to ask my dad, why is that? And we would explore it. And as much as I could comprehend at that level, I would explore it. So I knew that there was something important that I had. I knew it was connected, right? Because it was there, but I wasn't getting a visual. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't getting an idea to go create something to help other people get their message out. But so let's say you're in high school, you're attached to something, but you're not given these ideas or visions at that level. Now, some people start really young. I mean, gosh, there's people now on the internet that get on YouTube and TikTok now. I just had a friend tell us that her daughter's like TikTok famous and gets paid for people liking her videos. It's crazy. But she talks a lot about positive mindset and connecting to her spiritual side. And this girl's in high school. So it can happen now earlier. But for me, the internet wasn't even around. I mean, it didn't exist. So now you know how old I am. But it didn't even exist when I was in high school. I think we had computers. We were barely learning. Was it DOS? Oh my gosh, now I'm really aging myself, but whatever. So I wasn't getting that vision, but I was a leader. I was the head cheerleader in my group. I took us to state, and I actually took us to regionals, and I ended up taking us to national championships. So I knew I was supposed to lead people in some area, but I had no idea what that looked like other than cheerleading. Now, so that's the only vision I was given back in high school when I was connected to it. What was I wanting to do? And I did follow through with it, you guys. I followed through with every single thing that my heart wanted to do for whatever reason that was. But now, here's, oh gosh, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 years later. And now the vision is much bigger. And that leading people to success, leading people to first you have your local, then you have your regional, and then you have your national, and then you have your world. That vision is still here for me. It's just showing up differently. Now, going back to the topic, accessing your superpowers so you do less and get better results. What are you being shown? What is your message? What is your big vision? And connect to that each and every day, because success leaves clues. That's not just something people throw around because it sounds good or it looks good on an Instagram post. It's a true story. It's truth. It should be a law. Success leaves clues. So when you're looking at your life, you're going to want to look back and say, where was I successful? Where did I complete something? And where did I feel very, very empowered? So when you're accessing your superpowers, for instance, when we were in our state championships for our cheerleading competition, I remember going out on the stage, you're running in scared to death. You're afraid somebody's going to fall and hurt themselves. You're afraid you're going to forget to do a move. You're afraid something's going to go wrong, but there's this level of excitement and anticipation. And finally they call you and you run out onto the court and, you're flipping and jumping and all excited. And I remember when we won state, I remember going through it and being just in this weird flow. I felt like I was moving with the world. I felt like I was just doing, like it felt like I was in slow motion, but I wasn't in slow motion. We were doing things really quickly. It was such an access to this. It was seriously, something came in through me and I just felt everything magically working. And we nailed that routine. We nailed it so well. That's the routine that took us to regionals. So you want to take moments like that in your life that you remember being so successful, that you remember just feeling an absolute oneness with everything that was around you. And that's accessing your superpowers. And then you bring it into the forefront, the here and now. The great thing about your superpowers too is in 6 months from now, they're going to show you the way again. And then in 5 years from now, they're going to show you the way again. It will never, ever feel too big for you in that moment. It will show you exactly what you have access to. Now, what you're going to want to do is, so you tap into that, you're going to always be reaching for that when you're in flow with something, when you're in perfect alignment with the oneness, the energy around you, the good feelings, you're going to know that you're doing exactly what you're meant to do. And that will show you what to do. So for me, it's books, it's writing, it's speaking, it's showing up for you guys here. It's showing up for my community. It's showing up for my clients. I'm always shown. Now, nowhere in there did I say, I need to go learn how to, make new videos on TikTok. Nowhere in there does it show me like anything like that. When that stuff pops up, and this is how you do less to get more and better results. When that stuff pops up, when I'm like, okay, I need to be more visible and this and that, I will write down ideas that come to me from things I see or from things I hear from people. It's like you guys are going to see some of my notes that I was taking before I got on this call. But it's like, here is the superpower. Let's see, I'll write this. I hope this doesn't go backwards. And here's what I see. And what I see is what other people are doing, okay? So here's what I see other people doing, and here's my superpower over here. Here's my superpower. Superpowers are what you see in your visualizations, what you get when you're working out. The whole thing that I talked about, how you access it. What I see, so then if I get some ideas, like I know I'm supposed to reach people, I know I'm supposed to be visible, but the way I was supposed to do it was only through writing, books, speaking, and showing up for my community, right? So then I hear about this new thing called TikTok, and I put, okay, TikTok. And I don't do anything with it for a couple days. I just let it sit there. Or I'll put Pinterest. And I'm way more active on Instagram and Facebook. Just started with YouTube, getting back into it. I used to have a podcast and a YouTube channel, and I took it all down because my message has changed. My message got bigger. Like I said, it got shown to me something different. And it was simply by reading a book. There was one sentence in a book that said something about the power of my mind. And if I only realized how powerful I was, I would quit doing things that were outside of me looking for validation. And it was like this huge, weird epiphany that came over me. And I stopped my podcast because I was teaching people a way to access this stuff by going outside of them and looking for a validation. And I don't want to get into the topic of that because that's a whole nother subject, but I had changed my mind on how people could access this. And it was in a second and it was in a minute. So I took down my podcast. I took down my blog. I took down pretty much everything, and I completely switched my message. And you know what? When I did switch my message, there was no weird dip in my income, or there was no weird fall off on my subscribers or anything like that. As a matter of fact, it went from like kind of leveling out, and then it started going really high. And since I changed my message and took that out of it, I think my list has over doubled since I did that. And that was, you guys, that was only a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years tops, that I changed everything. So, but it was shown to me in a bigger way through a book, through reading something. And it was just an intuitive gut reaction. I was like, oh my God, here it is. Here's truth. I saw this. I was able to discern whether or not it was truth. And I switched everything. So, but back to our little message. So my superpowers are what I see. Okay, I need to visualize. I need to meditate. I need to do these. These are the things I'm shown. And then I'm going to write, and I'm going to speak, and I'm going to get on podcasts, and I'm going to be on YouTube and Instagram. Okay, well, now what do I see that's working for others? TikTok, Pinterest, all these different social media things. But I don't do anything with the things that I see other people do. And I don't want you to either. Only if it's on your superpower list, do you need to do it. And here's why. Because those ideas that other people are showing you, like TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, whatever platform, LinkedIn's got a whole new thing. Everybody out there right now is a LinkedIn consultant teaching you how to get more appointments through LinkedIn. And yeah, it may be working for them, but it's not my thing. It's not my message or my thing, but I will put it on my what I see working for other people. If that message continues to come and show up for me, if I continue to see it or feel it when I am doing my own internal work and tapping into my own superpowers, then I will find somebody who can help me build it out. I'm not going to go learn any new systems or any new ideas. I'm not going to take them on as my own. Now, if you're a business coach, or if you're a social media coach or a social media manager or something like that, you may see that in your superpowers. This is about discernment. Again, this is where you get to decide. Is it in your superpower? If you know you're here to help people get visible on social media, then you're going to want to know all the social media platforms. So sure, then you can go study it. Then you can go learn how to do it. Then you can do what you're meant to do, because it's your purpose work, and your superpower is to help people get visible online through social media channels, so they can have whatever it is that your message is. Now, that's only if you're a social media account manager or coach or something along that lines. See, I am not a social media coach or consultant or anything like that. I just know that those work for other people. So that's how you get to decide what you need to do. Your superpower is being shown to you each and every time you tap into your bigger, higher version of yourself, the bigger, more powerful version of yourself. I notice how I didn't say better, because it's not a better, it's just bigger. You are always good enough, you're always lovable, and you're always, always, always deserving. You're always worthy. Your superpower is shown to you each and every day when you follow that blueprint, if and only if the things that you see working for other people continue to come into your awareness or continue to give you kind of an intuitive gut reaction. Then go find somebody to help support you on getting on that platform or getting in there. There's people, for me, I can hire a VA to go find speaking engagements for me. So I'm not online every day searching online engagement, online speakers needed. They're doing that work for me. I'm staying focused on my writing. I'm staying focused on delivering content to you guys live. I'm focused on being on summits and podcasts and in giveaways. I'm focused on that. I'm in that. I'm creating there. My team will help me in the other areas in what I see working for other people, but I only do that if and only when it actually clicks in as now you need to go do it. Pinterest has been on my radar for about 2.5 years. I even have a program on it. And honestly, it never just clicks in like now is the absolute time to do it. But when it does, I will know it's time to hire a Pinterest VA that can help me get up on Pinterest or TikTok or whatever it is that can help me find speaking engagements. Right now, that's my team consists of people who let me know of speaking engagements and giveaways and summits that I'm on. So that's how I'm tapping into my superpower, because my superpower is speaking and teaching and exploring and discovering and helping other people transform so they can get bigger and more powerful and become more visible so their message is heard by millions. It's about impacting millions. And I'm writing my book, and I got somebody to help me edit it and publish it because I didn't want to go learn how to do that. May someday I decide I want to teach my community how to write and publish and edit books. I don't know, maybe. That'll go in what I see column, what I see. And when it finally, if and when it drops into me and it clicks like this is something you're to do, then you take action on it. And that's how you tap into your superpowers so you can do less and have better results. Now you're saying, why do I have better results, Mary? You'll have better results because that oneness that you're connected to, whatever, if you believe in God, universe, source, whatever you name it, whatever that connection is that you have, that direct link, when you follow that blueprint, you cannot be off your path. You cannot be off your path. That vision is never showing you something you shouldn't take, something that you shouldn't do. That vision is always showing you the exact path you need to take. What you need help with is getting out of your vision or getting out of that block that your subconscious mind creates. You can't see it because you're stuck in it. And it's really hard to see it. It's super hard to see it. But you can manifest all of this with ease. Absolutely, you can manifest it with ease. And right now, I have Magical Attraction System, the ultimate manifesting system available. I haven't brought this product out for about, I think the last time I sold it was 1.5 years ago to 2 years ago. So the Magical Attraction, the ultimate manifesting system, it's chock full of everything. It's on sale right now. And let me go get the link so I can give it to you guys, because I just started talking about it and I was like, gosh, yeah. But this is a way for you to get out of your own way. It's a way for you to use whatever it is you want and step into your superpowers. So you know exactly what to do. And it's like getting out of the way for you to go do your soul work, for you to go do your purpose work. So here, I'm going to put this in the comments, and this is the information page. You can go get all the information you want on that. But it's about getting out of your way, tapping into what is your superpower, forging forward on that path, and then getting support people to come in. And you get more successful because you're following your own personalized blueprint. And that is how it works. So let's see if you have any comments. See if there's... Oh, Irina, hi, how are you? Good to see you here. Yeah, post any comments or questions and see if you have anything, if there's anything you need. Otherwise, that will be it for today's live stream. How to tap into your superpowers to do less and get better results. And I hope that was helpful for you all. And no comments still coming in. So, all right, with that, today I will let you go, or tonight in some cases. And until next time, mwah, love and hugs. Bye.